down at Rockefeller Center, next door to Atlantic Records. So I met them, got the flash drives and everything, 11 flash drives. So I didn't pay no mind. So when she passed away, that's when I got the phone call, saying, what you do with the stuff? I said, I did something with it. I'll get back to you. So I went to look at it. Then I see all the parties, all the stuff. I didn't watch too much of it because it was 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I ain't into watching men having sex.
So you actually had the physical drives.
Yes.
And you got them from who? Now, did Kim know that you had the flash drive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She was well in good health when I got the flash drive.
And what did she think about you having the flash drives? Or did she know you? Did she try? I mean,
she said she gave Cassidy some stuff as well.
You talk about what you saw on these flash drives.
I seen J-Lo jab herself with a or some type of object. I seen one had Game the rapper walked around, Diddy at a party, and Justin had to be no more than 15 or 16. Could have been 16, he was saying happy birthday. And the bottle was in his hand with the white drink out of it, but he gave it to Justin. Justin drunk it, he was gone.
How many flash drives did you have?
11.
11. So out of those 11 flash drives, it had to been, I would say, hundreds of celebrities, at least 100 different celebrities. Okay, 50. How many other people did you see besides J-Lo? Who else you say you saw on there? Cassie. Mary J. Danny Boy. Danny Boy back then, he was about 16. They both was banging him out. So do you have like pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, just whatever his name is. Other females naked on the table, they like they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainment in there. Say not as much as everybody see. It's more. I see Kobe Bryant in one. May he rest in peace.
Did he just say Kobe Bryant and LeBron James?
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
So as we sit here and the results from the polls come in and we have received news that Donald Trump is the winner of the election and he is set to become the 47th president of the United States. Congratulations to him and his team. As I sit here, I was thinking a couple of days ago about how J-Lo or Jennifer Lopez went to a Kamala Harris rally. You know, the same Kamala Harris who I just in my last video that I highly encourage you all to go and check out, I just exposed for being behind the true agenda, the government's true hidden agenda behind abortion and what it's really about, because it's not about women's reproductive rights. That's one of the best videos I've ever dropped on this channel. Maybe I dropped it at the wrong time of the day yesterday because a lot of people didn't really tap into that video. I highly encourage you to go check out the video if you have not already. And was up there crying and warning people about Donald Trump, what would happen to the country and what would happen to us as a people if Donald Trump is reelected as president.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but you know what? We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter.
Which is absolute ludicrous when you consider the fact that over the past 20 years, she's never warned anybody, anytime, on or off camera, about P. Diddy. But you can warn us about Donald Trump, who's already been president for 4 years?
What your ass
Okay, which reminds me, a couple of videos ago, I reacted to this guy named Courtney Burgess, who apparently is an affiliate of Kim Porter, who is P. Diddy's, who is the mother of some of P. Diddy's children, who has now passed away. Talk about how he has seen and looked at some of the tapes, some of P. Diddy's tapes from some of his parties, or the freakouts as they like to call them.
The Fed's been in contact with you. I did watch your YouTube interview. I saw as of 2 weeks ago, they haven't been in contact with you. What about today?
Yes.
So they have been in contact with you. Is that why you're here today?
Yes.
Okay.
Homeland Security.
Oh, wow. So were you surprised, or was that what you were kind of waiting for?
Surprise.
Do you feel like the interview had had anything to do with it, or?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of allegations, right? Are you expected to eventually turn those things over, or?
That's what we're going to head over to do now. So we have a hearing now to determine what we're going to do in terms of what documents we have to turn over and what documents we do not have.
Why were you in court today?
Just to give testimony to the grand jury. He was subpoenaed by the court, so as we all know, if you don't answer a subpoena, the marshals will come to your house as they came to his house. They will bring you here. So that's why we're here today.
Did mention what was on the flash drive before. Would you be able to kind of go over that now, or is that something that you can't discuss?
No, we're trying to go to discuss that now. What we will be able to talk to in terms of what was available and what was on those flash drives.
Okay.
But it was the book.
So it is Kim Porter's book, but not necessarily some of the stuff with the celebs that were mentioned besides.
Touched. Nobody touched it.
Oh, so it is her official book.
Nobody.
And no one touched it.
Nobody altered it. Nothing.
So it's not the copy that the gentleman said that he was selling before. No.
No.
It's two different copies. That one was edited, and we have the original copy.
So you're saying that the other copy was an actual real copy, though the family said it wasn't.
It was a derivative work.
The only way the family say that is because I forgot his name. I'll be sure.
But what I wasn't aware of was that he went into great details in another interview, actually naming people that he saw on camera. I didn't know that at the time, so that's my fault, y'all. I robbed y'all of that information, but here we are. Better late than never, right? But before we go to that video, it was an attorney that he was on camera with in the last video that I showed you all. I want to show you all what she said in an interview she did herself about these tapes.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow. Can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
the
I can't explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video. And I can tell the video graphic in nature.
Oh my, all right.
Now for me personally, and this is just me personally, it just doesn't sit right with me that first and foremost, why is an attorney on this newscast or this news station by herself with nobody that she's representing talking about something that somebody else sent her without really naming anybody? It just comes off as gossipy. It comes off as she's laughing about it, which makes it even more weird. She's cheesing. She comes off to me, and this is just me personally, she comes off as somebody who's looking to become famous, who's trying to get clout off of this story. She doesn't come off like a legit attorney who's more concerned about protecting her clients. It just didn't sit right. I do believe what she's saying. It just doesn't sit right with me. Well, anyways, Courtney Burgess went onto another podcast and decided to talk about the people that he's seen on camera and what he plans to do with the tapes.
Well, first of all, did you have the P Diddy tapes, and then I want to talk about the book too.
Oh, coming up on that time, Pac used to date almost all the girls before Diddy did. So this particular one, Kim Porter. So later on, before she got sick, 6 months before she got sick, somebody got me came into my email that someone sent me some flash drives. I was down at Rockefeller Center, next door to Atlantic Records. So I met them, got the flash drives and everything, about 11 flash drives. So I didn't pay no mind. So when she passed away, that's when I got the phone call, say, what you do with the stuff? I said, I did something with it. I'll get back to you. So I went to look at it. Then I see all the parties, all the stuff. I didn't watch too much of it because it's 2 men, 3, and I ain't into watching men having sex.
So you actually had the physical drives.
Yes.
And you got them from who directly?
I can't really reveal the name, but it came from her inner circle, her.
Okay. Now, did Kim know that you had the flash drive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She was well in good health when I got the flash drive.
And what did she think about you having the flash drives? Or did she know you? Did she try? I mean,
she said she gave Cassidy some stuff as well. So she said, I need some of it too. I think what it was, Kim was tired. You understand? Puffy gave her a good life. You know, we all know that. Nice house, money, car. But sometimes some females need more than that.
You talk about what you saw on these flash drives?
I seen J-Lo jab herself with a or some type of object. I seen one had Game the rapper walked around, Diddy at a party, and Justin had to be no more than 15 or 16. Could have been 16, he was saying happy birthday. and the bottle was in his hand with nobody drink out of it, but he gave it to Justin. When Justin drunk it, he was gone.
So tell me about the book. How did you come about the book, and how did that whole thing develop before it was actually published?
Well, after her death, I got the phone call. Best friend of hers called me, said, "What you do with the book? Do with the flash drive?" I said, "Let me check it out." I said, "I'll get back to you." So I ran into press with it. And this was released right here. This did books in the back.
You promoted the book. I mean, I'm sorry, you not wrote the book, but
I dropped it from flash drive straight into the book.
Okay, and so that's where all those pictures and everything came from that was in the book,
right?
And that was all you're doing.
No, I was responsible for the cover.
Okay,
you understand? Because y'all call him Diddy, I'll call him the director. That you got to sit on his lap to get for him to say action. You ain't sitting on his lap, you're not getting action. That's what the chair represents.
How many flash drives did you have?
11.
11. So out of those 11 flash drives, it had to been, I would say, hundreds of celebrities, at least 100 different okay, 50. How many other people did you see besides J-Lo? Who else you say you saw on there? Cassie. Mary J. Danny Boy. Okay.
You know what Danny Boy is?
I heard that before. I don't. I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot. But I have heard that name, Danny Boy.
Danny Boy back then, he was about 16. They both was banging him out.
So do you have like pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, whatever his name is. Other females naked on the table. They like they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments in there. To say not as much as everybody see. It's more. I seen Kobe Bryant in one. May he rest in peace.
What was he doing?
He was partying at the time. Kevin Hart was with him. They was in the bathroom. He made him drink mouthwash, but he called his bodyguard to make sure he didn't pour it out. Like you can hear that. What you see on there, you can't. It's different. He telling your watch to make sure he don't pour that out. So and it showed that a hostess coming to him and give him 2 drinks. So after he drank the first drink, a sip, you could tell something's in it because how he was all, he wasn't himself. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even saying jokes. He just was holding the mic.
Did you see LeBron on there too?
I seen LeBron. I seen a lot of actors.
Well, here's the thing. So were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older, he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You understand? It showed the part with his the blood was all in his bed. You know what I'm saying? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Right. So that's a yes. Kids were involved in these videos.
Right.
All right. So now I'm gonna just say this, and this is me just keeping it real, right? Why would you protect people that were involved in child?
It's not protect Jaguar, Gene, anybody else. They got their own issue. What's going on? My issue is deep in what they go on because they wasn't a victim like I was. I was shot back in June. What's that? September? No. I was shot back in the 20th. April the 20th.
What year was this?
2000 in New Jersey on Munn Avenue in East Orange. I got shot 6 times behind that mess.
Let me make sure I say, if you're new to the show, please know we're thirsty to grow and to drink some of this warm water with lemon. If you really want to support Truth and support the channel, I encourage you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. But don't worry, I'm going to give you a sec to do that to help me out. Thank you. And while you're at it, if you'd like to buy me a cup of water for supporting Truth, hop in the comment section. Appreciate your support for the channel. Now let's get back to it. Bro, what? Jaden Smith, Will Smith's sons, Jaden Smith, Justin Bieber, Usher, Danny Boy, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Jennifer Lopez, her dang self. Now look, he didn't say that Kobe Bryant, LeBron James was at the freak-offs. Sure, he didn't allude to that. But they were at these parties, no doubt. And it just makes you wonder who was who's on these other tapes that they're talking about, right? It really makes you wonder. In fact, they talked a little bit more because I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you that the same guy went and testified in front of a federal grand jury. So this is legit. He provided this. He not only showed the evidence, but he actually turned the tapes allegedly turned the tapes over to the federal government, which in my personal opinion, I think is a red flag, because I think Diddy is a Freemason. I think he's an occultist. I think a lot of these folks are tied into the politicians and the law enforcement. I think that's why he was able to get away with it for so many years.
I know you may or may not. I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati. Illuminati. Yeah, Illuminati. Okay. Do satanic ritual. How do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
You know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people.
So do I like the fact that he turned this information over to the federal government? I personally don't. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure this man is smart enough to keep copies and not to show them all the evidence that he has to sort of keep leverage. Sort of like the guy who I had onto my show, Rihanna's publicist, who talked about all the things that he saw in the industry as well as it pertains to Jay-Z, P. Diddy, DJ Khaled, all these different people who are undercover, right? It seems that every 2 to 3 days, man, this story just gets sadder and sadder as it pertains to P. Diddy, who's on these tapes, who's some of his victims, who are some of the people that participated. Like when he say names like The Game, which isn't very surprising to me, who's admitted on camera himself that he's partied with Diddy. But considering some of the things that's coming out now, you just wonder, like, bro, it's just a matter of time before we see and find out all the people who are the predators, bro. Not just the people that were victimized, but the people that were actual predators right along with Diddy. Because Diddy is just the tip of the iceberg. Diddy wasn't doing it just because he was freaky. Diddy was doing this because he was an occultist. Diddy was doing this because he is, in my opinion, allegedly, I think he's a Satanist. I think he follows something called Thelema. So he's a Thelemite, which was created by a guy by the name of Aleister Crowley, right? Which is the ultimate occultists that a lot of these folks follow, including Jay-Z, who wore one of his shirts that said, "Do what thou wilt," which is essentially the whole of the law. You do what you want, no consequences, no repercussions. There is no God. You're your own God. That's what these people believe in. And if you think that Diddy is the only one, if you think he's at the top of the iceberg, he's at the tip of the iceberg, like if you think he's at the top of the mountain and he's the person that's calling all the shots, you're out of your mind. There's always someone that's more powerful, more rich, and got more pull than the people that we see, the people that's dancing on camera, right? The people that's doing these interviews. They have bosses as well, right? And at the end of the day, they're victims too. Still need to be held responsible, but there's a lot of other predators in the industry right along with Diddy, right? Y'all hop in the comment section. Y'all give me y'all thoughts, man. I'd love to know what y'all think. Until next time, peace.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.